A pleasant morning to each and everyone. So my report will be the continuation sa report ni Mr. Simbuangan last Tuesday. So in my report, we will be discussing about the business or trade policies and also the factors that are affecting trade. So now what is business or trade policies? Business or trade policies are rules and guidelines that governments create to control how businesses operate and how goods and services move within a country and across borders. So, in other words, no, business or trade policies are a set of guidelines that are made by the government not to control or manage how businesses operate in our country and also po to manage what can be imported or exported dito sa tuang country. And it's very important po no because these set of rules shape how a country participates in the global market since we're talking about trading. And it also decides what can be sold no and how much things cost when they come from other places. So dili lang ang kanang unsaon pag-operate na sa mga businesses or sa trading, but sila pod ang nagaset og kanang prices sa mga products nga na import or na export pod. So, as a business or trade policies, there are three system of trade that exist in a country from the following rules. So, first is the nationalist trade policy. This is giving only attention to what is available within the country. In this system, from carrying out of exports and imports, travel abroad, quarantine, and communication abroad are prohibited. This policy was forced in Germany, Italy, Japan during the wars. So this kind of policy is created by the country that mainly protect and help its own businesses and workers first before any country. So kining a policy no kay instead of trading with other countries, the trading happens inside their country. So a country that has a nationalist trade policy, their government make imported products more expensive with taxes to give special support to local companies. So after the nationalist trade policy, we have the free trade policy or simply the free trade. And this is the free entry and exit of products, and there are no current tariffs or quotas on imported goods, immigration laws, communication restrictions, and customs barriers. And here, countries are free to buy and sell products with each other without many rules or extra taxes. So they are open market, everyone is welcome, no? So sila na sila freedom no kung kinsay lahang gusto baligyaan, kung unsay lahang gusto paliton, free kayo sila ana because they are not really strict when it comes to their rules or guidelines po. And kining nga policy is makita nato siya mostly sa Canada, Singapore, United States, and Vietnam. And the third system is the combined trade policy or the patriotic trade policy. And nga nung gitawag siya nga combined trade policy because it is a combination of the nationalist trade policy and the free trade policy. Although foreign products are allowed to enter, they become strict and scrutinized, impose tariffs, quotas, and migration laws. So, yes, the country can trade with other countries, and the government allows imports and exports, and they can add rules or restrictions like taxes, limits with special support. So here, a country will say that we will trade with others, but we will still make sure our own products and workers are safe and supported. One of the biggest and most obvious example anino is makita nato diri sa atong own country, the Philippines. Kay di ba ga-trade magyud ta no, daghan magyud ta mga imported goods, kanang mga kuhako, kana asam din nagikan sa lang nasud man na, and also other things. Daghan kita mga made in China nga mga products gyud diya nagtapok sa uyang goren. Those are imported goods no. And yes, we trade with other countries, dili lang sa China. But we also have those restrictions or rules and regulations nga dapat i-follow no para ma-make sure nato na ang ato ang mga businesses po diri ato ang mga workers are safe and supported po sila. Maka-feel sila nga dili balewala ang ilahang works or ang ilahang businesses, that they are still supported by the government. And now let's move on to the factors that are affecting trade. So there are factors that affect the state of trade. Some of these are as follows. So first is the geography and territory. So trade continues because of differences in form and abundance of scarcity of resources. It determines the wealth and type of product of a country. So katong giset nga example ni Mr. Simbuangan aton Tuesday kung ano nagakontinue ang trading between countries no are because of the abundance or scarcity. Makita mo nato siya no. So if country A is abundant with rice and they have scarcity of the resource of sugar, and then si country B kay mas abundant sila sa sugar and then lack ilang resources sa rice, so kana mag-trade gyud na silang duha no para ma-equal or ma-balance ang ilahang resources. And also pod, wala joy isa ka country no nga naa na dito tanang resources. So muna yes, they are abundant pod with some resources, but they still lack pod sa other. That's why they trade with other countries pod. It influences not only the economic field but also the cultural, social, political, and technical aspects. So, the next factor that affects trade is technology. Being able to progress in modern knowledge and technology becomes a weapon to boost production, thrive, and be able to export abroad. On the other hand, lack of technology means poor production and importation of the country to others. Countries with advanced machines, modern knowledge, and strong industries can make better production faster and cheaper. So it is one of the advantages pod when the country holds advanced machines. And they make also better production faster pod and mas barato to import no or to export to other countries. But if hinay ang production sa isa ka country no due to lack of advanced machines or modern knowledge basing ana, mas daghan ang ma-import sila or more products from other countries. And the third factor that affects trade is investment. The inflow of foreign investment in our country has brought many changes. It influences not only the economic field, but also the cultural, social, political, and technical aspects. So investors bring money into the country, no? So which means that more investments, more building of businesses, factories, and new industries, which creates more job, new products, and better technology. The more the investment comes, the stronger its production becomes, which allows it to trade more successfully with other nations. So, the last factor that affects trade is none other than the policies and restrictions. The state of trade is also subject to the enforced regulations of a country. There are countries that implement open trade policy, regulation, quota setting, and tariff. A quota is a limit on the quantity and value of products to be exported or imported, while the tariff is a tax imposed on imported products. So also no, kini po mga policies and restrictions naka-affect po na sila sa trading because these set of rules control no what products or goods and services can be imported or exported from their country. So, kung magdepende mo po na sila ha if taasan nila ang tariff, taasan nila or mabaan nila mga quota setting, muna siya nga maka-apekto gid siya sa trading sa isa ka country. Our country's entry into foreign trade is both good and bad. The positive impact of the trading sector is set out in the table below. So first, let's talk about the production benefits. So through trading now with other countries, we have an opportunity to exchange knowledge, strategies, or technology when it comes to better and faster production. So also know if we will be able to exchange knowledge, strategy, and technology with other countries, we will be creating more jobs for the countrymen. And a country with limited resources will try to use them wisely for making products. And if a country does not have many natural resources, it will focus on using what it has very carefully and it chooses to make products that fit its available resources. And one of the benefits Pudno is it yields high quality products. By focusing on a few products instead of many, the country becomes very skilled in making them, which results in better quality items. And lastly is economical production as a result of specialization. When a country specializes in making certain products, production becomes faster, cheaper, and more efficient. And this helps the country save money and increase profit. Next positive impact of trading sector is market benefits. First is we got products hard to make domestically, which means when a country imports, it can get goods that are difficult or impossible to produce in its own land, like certain fruits, technologies, or materials. Next, excess production is not wasted and something is taken away. If a country produces more than what its people need, it can export the extra products to other countries, and this prevents waste and earns money from trade. So the last market benefits is the competition getting fierce. International trade increases competition among countries and businesses. Each one tries to improve quality and lower prices so people will choose their products over others. Muna hindi ta matingala no nganong ubang mga business owners kay ilaha gina pa-lower ang prices sa ilang mga products. It's because they are in a competition. And ang isang pud sa ginatan-aw gud sa mga customers isang prices gyud. Pag makita nila nga mahal kay isa ka product, malamang dili gid na sila mopalit ana no kay mahal man. So they will choose those products with lower prices. So, the last positive impact of trading when it comes to consumption is the product can be sold at a cheap price. So, through trade, countries can buy and sell goods at lower prices because of competition and large scale production. Consumers benefit since they can afford more products. And also, one of the consumption benefits is that we can get the products that our country needs. Trade allows a country to get goods that it cannot produce on its own, like certain foods, materials, or technologies. This helps meet the needs of the people and improves their quality of life. So, consumption benefits mean people get what they need at lower prices, giving them more choices and making daily living easier. So those are the positive impact of trading in our economy. But also if there are positive things, there will also be negative impact both such as technical problems. Improper use of technology can be harmful to production. If technology is not used correctly, it can cause damage, mistakes, or delays instead of helping. Workers need the right skill and training so machines and tools will be used safely and effective. The entry of technology requires huge capital. Of course, modern machines and advanced tools are expensive. A country must invest a lot of money to buy, upgrade, and maintain technology, which can be a challenge for developing nations. Third one, the Philippines has a different focus on the system of the using factors of production because we focus on the use of labor intensive and not on capital or capital intensive. In labor intensive industries like us, work is mostly done by people and not machines. The Philippines relies heavily on human workers instead of advanced equipment. These can provide jobs, yes, but it slows down improvement in technology and efficiency. And in the situation of our country, other countries are gaining more advantage. Why? Because countries that invest heavily in technology can produce faster, cheaper, and better products. That means they are often more competitive in global trade compared to nations like the Philippines that rely mostly on manual labor. This is why sa aspect pa lang sa technology no kay makita gyud nato that Philippines is getting left behind because our world is changing and our world is relying more on technologies for better and faster production. And these points show why technology is important in trade and development and why the Philippines needs to continue improving and investing in modern systems to keep up with the global competition. And the next negative impact of trading in our economy is the internal production problem. First, lowering the price of locally exported products. When there is strong competition from other countries, local producers may lower their prices to make their products more attractive to buyers abroad. These helps them stay competitive in the global market. Next is rising prices of foreign imported products. Sometimes foreign goods become more expensive due to taxes, shipping costs, or changes in the global market. Higher prices make imported products harder to buy for consumers. The last internal production problem is other types of industries that are less profitable for foreign trade are neglected. Industries that do not bring in big profits from international trade may receive less attention and support. As a result, these industries may not grow or improve, and the economy may become too focused on only a few major export products. Kanina, we talked about the consumption benefits no na naa sa positive impact of trading sa tuang economy. But here we are talking about the negative impact, which is the consumption problems. So the first one is the taste of Filipinos shifting to foreign products. Many Filipinos start preferring imported goods instead of local ones, and this can hurt local businesses because people buy fewer locally made products. Second is more need and hope of Filipinos in foreign work. Because foreign products and companies seem more successful, many Filipinos look for jobs abroad, hoping for higher pay and better opportunities. And this can lead to fewer skilled workers staying here in the country. And the last consumption problem that is brought by trading is local culture changes with the entry of foreign influence. When foreign products, media, and lifestyles become popular, Filipino traditions, values, and customs can slowly fade. People might begin to imitate other countries' ways instead of keeping their own culture strong. And these problems remind us that while trade and globalization bring benefits, it's important to keep supporting local products and preserving Filipino identity. In summary, trade plays a vital role in a country's growth by allowing the exchange of goods, resources, and ideas among nations. Factors like geography, technology, investment, and government policies shape how trade develops and affects people's lives. While trade brings many benefits such as lower prices, more choices, and stronger production, it also creates challenges including dependence on foreign goods and cultural changes. Countries like the Philippines must balance open trade with protecting local industries and values. Overall, smart and fair trade policies help a nation grow while keeping its economy and identity strong. That concludes my report. Thank you.